Andrew, you said that you are a finance expert. That's your training. But it's been said that some of the links that you have to some people who have been found to be involved in subversive activities, that you've provided financial guidance to them, and which is helped to provide support for activities to subvert the Nigerian government, to topple the Nigerian government. Are you worried about that narrative that has been created around the links, things that have been linked to you?
Of course, because I think it will be impossible for me to come back to Nigeria at the moment because of the ridiculous stories the police have made up. I mean, if any of this was true, I mean, wouldn't they bring evidence? I mean, it's for you. These questions are for the police. Where is the evidence? I mean, I don't, I'm not a great...
Let me ask you, aside traveling from the UK and between Nigeria and the UK, do you oftentimes also travel to other parts of the world?
No. I mean, one of the lies, I mean, Shimon, the police PRO was lying to you. Unless he's mixing me up with somebody else, he said that I travelled out of Nigeria 13 times in 2 months. I have never, ever done that. I have never, ever in my life travelled 13 times to different countries.
Are you able to turn yourself in, since you say that you do not have anything to hide? Are you able to let the authorities know that you are willing to help them in their investigation, since you do not have anything on you that is incriminating?
Yes, of course. And not only am I willing to do that, I have already done that. So I initiated a WhatsApp conversation with the team leader at the IRT. I said, I'm willing to answer questions, especially if you let my admin worker from the bookshop go, you let my partner go. And he had no interest. He stopped the conversation. I mean, I'm in Britain, so I can't come back to Nigeria without a visa. I would be happy, for example, I mean, I think I would prefer not to have the conversation when my staff are being held hostage by the Nigerian state. But if necessary, I mean, if there is something to talk about, I would be happy to go to London and meet people from the Nigerian High Commission and answer any questions they may have. I mean, they don't have any questions. They don't have any evidence, because they would have asked me.
So, but I mean, are you worried that you are being linked to criminality and terrorism?
I'm not, Shimon, I'm not being linked to anything.
That is what the police are saying. That you built a network of sleeper cells to topple the government and plunge the nation into chaos. These are very, very incriminating and very heavy allegations against your person. And that's why I'm asking the question.
They're not incriminating because there is no evidence.
I mean, the allegations are incriminating. Whether or not these are true is up for you to be able to explain to them whatever they found. Maybe an explanation we do.
Maybe they could provide a single piece of paper and I will explain it. If they had a single question, I have given them the opportunity. I'm now offering another opportunity for me to talk. So, they have no evidence.
What are your sources of income?
I'm retired.
So you do not have any source of income?
Well, I have several pensions from various jobs I had in the past. So I'm comfortably well off. But, I'm not really.
You're married to a Betty boy, isn't it? A Nigerian woman.
Yeah.
From Rivers State, is it?
Yes.
And you have kids with her?
No.
Okay. So, but you come in and out of the country once a month.
Yes, I mean, my usual pattern is to come to Nigeria for a month and then have a month or so in Britain, because I also have family from a previous marriage in Britain. So I've been coming backwards and forwards like that 5 or 6 times a year, perfectly openly. I've got nothing to hide.
So how do you fund these travels?
From my pensions.
Not from your bookshop earnings? Or is that not enough to fund your travels?
No, the bookshop makes a loss.
It makes a loss. But why are you still running the business if it's making a loss?
But it's not a business, is it?
I'm asking. You are the one running. So you know whether or not what the purpose by which you are running it. So for what purpose, if it's making a loss, for what purpose are you running it?
Because I have been working on and off in Nigeria for 25 years. I've got family and many friends in Nigeria. I've been paid well for the work that I've done in Nigeria. And this is one way, one, of paying back that friendship, and 2, it gives me something to do. It's a hobby, but it certainly doesn't make any money. But I can afford the moderate loss.
So that's the only business you have, or you have some other things businesses you do in Nigeria?
No, I mean that's what I do. That's what.
Do you pay taxes in Nigeria?
Well, no, because my pension is paid in Britain. So, I mean, that makes me comfortably well off in Nigeria.
Because we do know that there are confusion as to what your real identity is. What is your nationality?
I'm British.
Oh, great. So, because now the Nigerian government has declared you wanted. That means you're a fugitive running away from the arms of the law from here in Nigeria. Are you aware?
I am not aware that I am a fugitive. I am not aware that I am running away from the law. I've been visiting Nigeria for 25 years. I've had a bookshop in the NLC offices right in the center of Abuja for 7 years. And all that time, of course, the security forces have paid no interest in me. Why should they? I've never been a security threat. I'm a very boring person. I'm a 70-year-old retired accountant. How boring can you get?
Are you a secret agent?
I've just told you what I am.
Have you been a secret agent for any country before now?
Of course not. I'm sorry, I'm a retired accountant. I'm 70 years old.
Where have you worked as an accountant?
I started in Britain. I worked across the public sector in Britain, and then I've worked in a number of African countries. I was responsible for the public sector in the International Accountancy Body's technical department, and I travelled widely across the world and especially across Africa. Since leaving ACCA, I've worked in a number of African countries. So I've been incredibly lucky. I've visited almost all African countries, and certainly almost all of the English-speaking countries and most of the African-speaking countries. So I've been very lucky. But I'm an accountant. I'm not a secret agent. I'm not a threat to anybody.
So
let alone any state.
You said you are pervy.
Yes, that's what people know me in terms of Labour House.
Are you still the same Andrew Wine, or is a different person?
No, it's the same person. I mean, we all have nicknames, don't we?
So pervy is your nickname?
Yes.
So Andrew Wine is your real name.
What's real? That's the name on my passport, yes.
Oh, great. So, I mean, do you own any other passport apart from your British passport?
No.
Do you have a Nigerian national identity?
No.
You don't.
I tried.
You don't have an NIN. Do you have an NIN?
Oh yes, NIN. Yes.
You have an NIN. How come, as a foreign national, you have a Nigerian NIN?
Well, that's the arrangements. I mean, I have to have one for my telephone number.
When they climbed in the small gate that I opened, they kick it open. Yes. So I have to send some people like after 5 days to come on. All of the doors were locked before, so as you see them, they are the ones that open them.
Are you looking for?
I don't know whatever they are looking for. Yes, my daughter and my grandchild. This is my daughter's one. Like here now, in this flower, my camera is there.
Okay.
In the kitchen, many of that is around hidden cameras. The pamper is here. Yeah. My name is Helen Batubo.
What state are you from?
River State.
Okay. You want to tell us your relationship with the man who the RIT said it went after, sometimes early in August at the Labour House.
He is my husband.
How did you two meet?
It's a long story. He's my husband. We've been together for 9 years as maybe 8 years friendship, and we got legally married last year.
Do you have any children together?
No.
No. So you met him here in Nigeria?
Yes.
Do you want to tell us his name?
His name is Andrew Martins Wynne.
What national is he?
British.
So both of you met here in Nigeria, in Abuja?
Yes.
And you've been living together for the past 8-9 years?
Yes.
So tell us something about him, both of you together. I mean, you're the kind of person he is.
He is a public finance auditor and an associate lecturer in the University of Leicester, UK. He's 70 years old.
And in Nigeria, what does he do here in Nigeria?
It's the public finance auditing that brings him to Nigeria, because he helps to work. At times he's been invited, because he's kind of known internationally for his work. So he comes on invitation.
So you've known him for about
9 years.
You've been friends for 8 years, and
Yes.
you're married for
A year.
1 year.
Yes.
And within this 9 years of knowing him and being together, the series of allegations leveled against him, what you make of those?
It's false. Nothing is true about it. In the allegations, they said he travels many countries within a month. But his routine is 1 month in UK, 1 month in Nigeria, for as long as I've known him. And I heard something about Sudan. He ever was a secondary school teacher in Sudan 45 years ago. So his last visit to Sudan is like 45 years ago.
So prior to this, him being declared wanted, were both of you together?
Yes.
Prior to this incident?
Yes. Now, like I said, he's 1 month in and 1 month out. So he came in July 4th and is meant to go back on August 4th. So it was that August 4th we both traveled. I left for camp in Lagos, Redeem Camp, and he traveled to UK that same day. I traveled in the morning, he traveled in the evening.
Okay, so tell us how you got into the story. You were at the Nigerian Police Intelligence Response Team.
Yes.
The other day, the NLC President Joe Ajero was also invited for questioning. What took you to the RIT?
So the same invitation letter that is given to Joe Ajero is exactly the same with mine, the contents, just that mine was addressed to my school. I am a private school owner, so mine was addressed to my school. And when they got to the gate, the security man at the gate had to call the school administrator, who was on holidays with her husband and child. So he gave the IRT her number and they called. Then she mentioned that she is not in Abuja. So they said they have a letter for her to pick up. And she asked that the letter should be signed. She said, let her know the content of the letter first. Then along the line, what they agreed on was they used their own phone to screenshot the letter and send to her and left the copy with the security man. So the letter was equally forwarded to me through the school administrator. So I quickly contacted the lawyer where I was because I equally wasn't around. I contacted the lawyer who wrote to the IRT because
the letter was in your name.
Yes.
And so what was the content of the letter? What was the invitation based on?
It's talking about financing terrorism and just all the accusations that was given to Jajuru is the same thing. So we wrote to them first thing the next day that when I'm back from journey, a week from then, I will meet up with them. But they didn't stop there. They went to Nasarawa State Ministry of Education by the next day and chose to pick up our approval letter for the school. Then they called that my daughter should send the application letter. She said, whatever you want to obtain there now. Where I am, the application letter is not there. So they insisted and collected it. And they told them that the school is teaching terrorism. That was why the Nasarawa State.
Your school
is teaching.
In Abuja here?
It's in Nasarawa.
Okay, it's in Nasarawa. Okay.
Yes, not far, just the same road they came from, yes. Okay. That the school is teaching terrorism. That was what they told the Ministry of Education to hand over our operational permit papers to them.
All right. So the raiding of your residential apartment, was it before you honored the invites to the RIT or after?
It's before.
Before. All right, so let's talk about that. Take us around everything you've shown us because we have the recordings already. Okay. So just tell us how they came in.
After they invited and we said I will report in a week's time. Then in less than, I think the next day.
Do you have dates? Can you remember dates?
Not really, okay. Not really. So the next day, the letter was given to us maybe on the 20. Is it 20? I don't know, but it's still the same date with Joajiro's letter.
The letter was on the 20th.
Okay.
The letter was written on the 19th. The first letter was on the 19th, and then Joajiro should appear on the 20th.
Yes, okay,
so
same.
He now asked for an extension of 9 days, which was when he appeared on the 29th.
Okay, so I asked for 7 days instead of 9 days. So the letter was sent on the 20th to us. By the 21st, they went to Ministry of Education. Then maybe by 22nd or 23rd, they came and break into this place. But they've already acknowledged the letter I sent to them. The acknowledgement was sent back to me on that same 20th. Okay. They have acknowledged it, but they still chose to come here after 20th to break upon this place.
So they broke into the house. Did they tell you what exactly precisely they were saying?
No, when they broke, in the process of breaking the gate, neighbors came around and like, what is going on here? They now said they are police. So that is how the neighbors called me to say they are breaking into your house. I said, somehow maybe I have an idea that they should not worry about it.
So when you go to the RIT, tell us how.
So when in the gathering at the NLC, I was there with them. I just stood at one corner because I am not an active comrade, so I stood at the corner. But Falana is my lawyer as well, because as the whole thing was going on, we had to get in touch with Falana. From the beginning, he was not around, he's traveled. So they now said, instead of appearing on 27th or so, that I should appear the same day with Joe Ajiro, that is the time they'll be available for me too. So I waited and we went together. And somehow, they drove off before I knew, so I picked a drop and followed them. But as of then, my car has been seized, or my car has been picked up from my driver's environment. So I picked a drop, got there to the gate. They were refusing me entering. I said, I have similar case with Jajiro. So I finally went in. Then they were done with the interview or investigation of Jajiro, and we were leaving. So Falana handed me over to his lawyer and said he should continue with me. And he let the IG know that I was there too. So they took me inside. And for more than 5 hours, like, okay, when I got inside, they asked me that, why am I here? What am I here for? I said, there is an invitation letter which says I'm a terrorist. So that is why I'm here. So when I said there's an invitation letter addressed to my school saying I'm a terrorist, the person interviewing me now said, no, that there is an ongoing investigation that is pointed
that you're a terrorist or you're financing terrorism?
I'm financing terrorism, I'm this, I'm that, and all the rest, inciting to overthrow the government and all of those stories. So when I now told the person investigating me, he said no, that there is an ongoing investigation, that my name is mentioned. So the conversation was like totally off from financing terrorism. They asked me who is Andrew Martins Wayne, also known as Drupovi. I said he's my husband and he's one that owns the bookshop at the 2nd floor and so on. So after the long conversation, at the end of the day, when I thought I was done and is to leave, then I said, okay, one more thing. And came back with another set of paper and said, what do I know about Sophia Company? So I told the man, I said, don't call it Sophia or whatever you're calling it. Now that you mentioned Sophia, I know what is going on. I said, the person behind this, his name is Olumude Enoch Moye. And that Olumude Enoch Moye has been a friend to my husband, and they've been working together as public finance accountants, and that they had a contract that involves hundreds of millions. Now, my husband, because he's a foreigner, does not have his own company name in this country. So he chose to use Olumude's company name. And there is an agreement to that. So at the end of the day, Olumide was not ready to pay Andrew what he's supposed to pay him. We went to meet Olumide severally in his house, like more than 3 times. Each time you go, it turns into a quarrel. He says, go to court. Go to court that there's nothing Andy can do to him, that he would be, that, madam, if it's not for you, I'll just kill him. No, I'll just get rid of him. And nothing will happen. So he kept threatening like that. He insisted we should go to court. We went to court. That case has been like maybe 3 years or more in court. It's not finished. As we speak, the case is still in court. So while the case was still in court, Olumide went to the immigrations and gave the same information that Andrew Martins Wayne is a terrorist, is this, is that he should not be allowed into the country again. So in saying that, Andrew was around his usual trip. Then they put him on watch list. The immigration puts and they went on watch list. So they picked him up from Lagos airport and make him to sleep the night there with them. Then the following day, they brought him back to Abuja. He slept another night. His passport was seized for 1 week. It was still Falana's chambers that stood in for him to be granted bail.
And so, if I get it correctly, a little, well, maybe not a little, a business disagreement between
Yes.
your husband and Olumide
Yes.
made him go report him as someone who finances terrorism.
Yes.
And it was based on this information that
Without investigation, they
he's
just...
a wanted person.
Yes, yes.
And where is this Olumide from?
He's a Nigerian, a Yoruba man. I don't know his state. And I think he lives somewhere in Abuja.
Where does he have his company? You say...
It used to be in Wuse before, but with the plenty money he has gotten, it looks like he bought a house in Jabi.
Okay, so if I may ask you now, so at the end of the day, after what was the final conversation at the RIT? What did they say to you afterwards? After all everything.
So the moment they brought the name of the company and they mentioned, and I was ready to just give it, they stopped me there and said I can't go.
As you were telling them
what transpired between
your husband
and Olumide. Yes.
They stopped you
they stopped the conversation and said I can go. So before they started investigating me, it's like Falana's chambers has been told that somebody with this company name is the one that brought information to them, kind of. So the person that was interrogating me, the moment he mentioned Sophia, I said, oh, Olumide, the lawyer is the same lawyer that bailed him from immigration. That one now got up and said, why is this man this wicked? So the interrogator said, no. So he said, it's not no, that we already know. We were told that it's such and such a person that brought this thing. So they were not ready for the conversation to...
So can you put it to camera and say your husband, can you say to us that he was falsely accused?
Yes, of course,
that?
yes. My husband is falsely accused. He's never been a terrorist. He's being accused because one Mr. Olumide Inokmuyo is owing him and not ready to pay him. And the case is in court even now. So he's just doing everything he can to intimidate and throw him out of the country.
And lastly, where is your husband, Mr. David, right now?
Mr. Andrew Wynne.
Mr. Andrew, sorry.
Yes, he is in
Mr.
UK.
Andrew
Wynne. Andrew Martins Wynne, yes.
Wayne, W-A-W-Y-N-N-E.
Wynne,
okay, Wayne, okay. So where's Mr. Andrew now?
He's in UK. Because he came in and at the expiring date of his going back, he had to go back.
So when are you expecting him back in the country?
If not for all these troubles this is September. So by right, he's supposed to be back maybe around 20-something of September. Okay. So a smart TV that was there, he's taken away with the speakers there. And my granddaughter's bicycle was parked here. Newly bought bicycle was parked here. So coming in, I can't find it. 1/4 bag of rice at that corner. I don't know what happened, but as we walked in, there is no rice there.
So what happened here?
All of these are books that were arranged here now. They just bring them down. I don't know if they are looking for the money that is meant for finances. So, what I wanted to take to laundry. But somehow I don't know what happened. I just left it. Because probably if I was waiting to pick this.
Okay, so just take us to those 3 rooms. Who stays there and how they overturned, how you let the place overturn.
So this is the visitors room. I had my hand dryers and I had 3 of these unused ones. So the hand dryer too is a new one that have not been opened. It's not here again. And 3 DVD, DSTV. All of these things were in the cupboard. And I will go down. My bedroom that was ransacked. There are a lot of broken items there, frames, cups, and things like that. Like all of this was up there. This is my daughter's room. I was equally ransacked. So for now, I don't even know the number of things that are still available on it. This is the kitchen that is equally ransacked. You can see the big stone there by the door that was used to smash the door open. And they get in and start opening all of the other doors too. So I have two generators. The one that is small, the smaller one is taken away. Then this one, the cables are cut off. This gem was actually packed behind there.
So are you alleging that the RIT?
I don't have an idea whosoever that did it, but whatever it is, they gave the opening to it. All of the things that are taken away, I was not here, so I cannot say they did it. But they were the ones that broke open the door and left the doors open. From the look of the fence, this is where they jumped in from. Because my neighbors told me that they jumped into the compound. Then after they entered there, they now forced this small gate open. They took the walkway to the kitchen. As they came in from the building, they took this walkway. If it were local thieves, they would have carried all of this. This cylinders. So this stone, as you can see, is what was used to open the door firstly and went inside to damage more doors. This is the door they damaged. It cannot be closed again.